Here we are.
Hi, it's Juliette and Jennifer from the Simplicity Method, and we're here to answer some more of your questions on organizing. So we will start with some of our followers' questions. The first one is, what's the best way to organize my kids' toys? Take it away, Jen.
Well, we'd love to get our hands into that, actually physically be there. The one thing that brings us joy. Unfortunately, we have to do it from a distance. But what we would say is go into the toy room, up to you, with the kids or without the kids, and just assess every single toy that's in there. Keeping in mind that you don't need to keep every single toy that's in that toy room in the toy room. If you feel overwhelmed and the kids just dump everything for the sake of having it all out, try and minimize the amount of toys that are in the toy room, and put them aside. If you have a basement or an extra room or some space in a closet, take some of those toys and put them into a bin or a box or a bag, whatever you have handy right now, and so that the kids they have to be more creative with what they've got, and then the mess isn't as intense when you go to clean it up in the evenings. And try and have a routine where now that we're all staying at home, that once the kids make that mess before they go to bed, then it's their responsibility to help clean it up. And then it gives them a sense of responsibility and pride and accountability for keeping their spaces tidied.
Yeah. And I think thinking back, because my boys are a little bit older now, when you have some toys that maybe they don't play with much anymore, they could technically go outside. My boys loved playing with their dinky cars in a sandbox or in my garden beds. Like, it just made it something different for them. So, if you're sick and tired of things being in the house and taking up space, because we are around the house so much, make their backyard more fun and put some of those toys in the backyard.
That's a great idea. Also, I heard of this great idea. I can't remember who it was, a while ago. Oh, I think it was my next door neighbor with a toddler. They were talking about some fantastic ideas where you're bringing, because the weather's been kind of off, but bringing in like your water table from outside. And if you have a shower that's large enough or a tub that's large enough, then put that water table in that, and then you can have the water, you can have the shower on, and the kids can spend a little bit more time in the bathtub. And it's like, oh my gosh, something that I normally play outside in the summer is now inside, and something a little bit different. So you can kind of swap it out as well.
Yeah, bringing them in the bathtub's another fantastic idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
changes up their environment, right?
Yep.
So the other question, switching to a different place in the house, is what tips and tricks do you have now to get your kitchen organized, so that you can be more efficient when you go to the grocery store?
Mhm. Well, I would say first and foremost, start with the food, because that is obviously the thing that is kind of a challenge now that we're getting further into this and we're seeing more changes at the grocery store where there are lineups, and like a kid back, or a young adult in her 20s. It's like getting into a club where one
Yeah.
out, one in. So um, everything has changed. So you want to know what you have at home so you're not double buying. So the first thing that we do when we go into a pantry is we take everything out. And while we're doing that, we are looking at expiry dates, because the one thing is making a recipe and finding out that something in that recipe was expired and you can taste the staleness.
Yeah.
Gross. Um, had that from experience. Even cake mixes, they don't taste the same, even if they're a year old. They're like, oh, they're sealed, they're fine. No, 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 no. And then also group them into like items. So the pastas go with the pastas, the tomato canned goods go with canned goods, sauces go with sauces, so that it's easy when you're making up that grocery list. And the other thing that my aunt used to do, and I am doing it now as well, is thinking about if you shop in one grocery store on a regular basis, the aisles and what is down every single aisle. So if you make like a standard grocery list where you say, okay, fruit and produce, or produce is down one aisle, deli and meat and bakery are down another aisle, canned goods, it makes the grocery shopping so much easier as you're going up and down those aisles, and you're not like backtracking, which is not a good thing to do, especially shopping. So it makes your shop more efficient, and you're getting everything on it. And meal planning, like what one of our interviews with with Tanya, the nutritionist, she's saying meal prep. Like think about the meal planning and prepping and all that good stuff. It just makes everything so much more efficient. So if you know what you have in your pantry, you know exactly what you're putting on your grocery list and where to get it at the grocery store.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of it. Yeah, and make a list, right? Don't rely on your amazing memory,
Yeah,
because as soon as you get into the grocery store, especially now, it's a bit overwhelming just because of the arrows on the floor and the social distancing. You really have to know what you need, and it needs to be written down so that you can focus on getting in and getting out as quick
yeah.
as you can.
And this is also something that we would, mention to our clients as well on a regular basis. It just makes your life a lot easier and more efficient if you can see everything in your cupboard. And then when you're writing the list, you're not adding expenses to your grocery bill. And everybody's talking about how their grocery bills have gone up in the past couple of weeks just because we're all at home, we're all eating way more probably than we normally do,
Yeah.
or bigger meals because everybody's home. So it would cut down on the expense, but if we shop like this or live like this on a regular basis, life is just going to be a lot more efficient, and then you can spend your free time doing what you love to do, whether it is cooking or going out with friends or spending more time on the trails or going to the cottage, that sort of thing. It just makes it more enjoyable.
I agree. Yep. Great advice.
Cool.